Hey everyone, welcome to another explainer. Today, we are going to totally level up your programming skills and give your code a serious brain boost. If you've ever wanted to build a game or an app that actually responds to the user, instead of just doing the exact same boring thing every single time, you are in the right place. Let's dive in. Ask yourself this: what if your loops could actually think? Imagine if, instead of just blindly repeating an action over and over like a broken record, your loop could make smart, split-second decisions every single time it runs. That brings us right to our first topic: loops that can think and the power of nesting. So what exactly is nesting? Simply put, it's placing one programming structure directly inside another one. Think of a video game. You've got a loop repeating a level over and over, but you stick an if statement inside it to check if your character's health just dropped to zero. It's basically giving your loop a built-in decision maker. Let's break down how this works in Python. We have a count-controlled loop that's set up to run a specific number of times. But because we nested an if-else statement inside of it, the program is checking a brand new condition on every single pass. The loop keeps repeating, but the decision adapts dynamically on the fly. That is the true power of nesting. Moving right along to section 2, structuring with indentation. When you start combining loops and decisions, structure absolutely matters. And that is exactly where indentation comes into play. With correct indentation, your conditional statements are literally shifted to the right, tucked perfectly underneath the loop. Without it, everything is just flat, aligned to the left, and completely broken. Indentation visually organizes your logic. It proves to both you and the computer that your if-else rules live entirely inside the loop's repetition. Which leads us to our next step in section 3, design, develop, test, and review. Knowing how to write nested loops is awesome, but to become a real coding pro, you need to build your programs the smart way. That means following a 4-step iterative cycle. First, you design your algorithm. Second, you develop the actual code. Third, you rigorously test its functionality. And fourth, you review everything to fix those inevitable errors and upgrade your code for the next round. Now let's zoom in on that testing phase for section 4, testing with normal, extreme, and invalid data. When you get to that crucial testing phase, you can't just guess if your code works. You need a structured test plan with 3 specific types of data. First, normal values, the sensible stuff, like entering 13 for an age. Second, you hit it with extreme values to test the boundaries, like entering 99. And finally, invalid inputs, like typing the word pizza when the program asks for a number. You have to ensure your program doesn't just crash when someone makes a typo. Okay, let's quickly recap what we've covered today. You can power up your code with nesting, you keep it totally organized with crystal clear indentation, and you perfect it using that iterative development cycle. Throw in some robust testing with normal, extreme, and invalid data, and your code becomes practically bulletproof. Build smart and think step by step. Keep practicing these concepts, and you are going to be a coding pro in no time. So now that you know how to give your programs a brain, what is the very first smart loop you're going to build today? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.